La Sera del Fashion 2002. Now, before we get this fantastic show started, a little bit about the organization. The Bhawanipur Gujarati Education Society was established in 1928. The society has since then come a long way over the past 74 years. Under the dynamic leadership of our president, Sri Mangaldas Sanghvi, the institute has flourished and has emerged as one of the leading educational institutions in India with an infrastructure that one can be proud of. And the next slide that you see up there is a picture of all the committee members of the Bhawanipur Gujarati Education Society. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Ms. Hina Garcia, Honorable Secretary of the Society. She heads the IFTA, Institute of Fashion and Techno Art. Under her effective guidance and constant encouragement, the department is progressing in leaps and bounds. She has been a perennial source of inspiration for all her students. Here comes the first sequence of La Sera del Fashion 2002. A little intro to you. This sequence has been brought to you by the National Institute of Fashion Technology, Kolkata, and it's based on the theme Folk Rock. Presenting La Sera del Fashion 2002. We'd like to thank all our sponsors who are the National Institute of Fashion Technology, Kolkata, Weavers Service Center, Acer Car and Company, Anant, PC Chandra and Company, BC Sen and Company, Bengal Hyundai, Dolphin, Binod Bihari Dutt Private Limited, Savan Sukha Jewelers, Hina Garcia, ATN World and Bothra Ford, Chandrakant Kothari, Indian Airlines, Munna Singh and Taj Bengal, Coca-Cola and Signature, HT City and Encore the Event Smiths, late Jagjeevan Bhai Malani, City Cable, Subhash Nayak, Taraben Sangvi, Rohit Shah and Topsil Toyota. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get ready for our second sequence, which is brought to you by the Weavers Service Center. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're all set to get into the Silk mode with Silk Symphony. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jhatak, the opening sequence in La Sera del 2000 by the freshers of the FD1 batch of 2002-2003. Now that was definitely a Jhatakne wali experience. And now we go back to the campus mood slideshow that we missed out on earlier. The various colors and hues of life in the Bhawanipur. Campus moods. Marvelously designed Indo-Japanese fusion clothes by the ongoing students of the Fashion Online Batch 2002-2003. So let's go Oriental and take a trip into Japan. Alright people, it's time for our next sequence of campus moods. This collection is brought to you by the fashion designing batch of the Bhawanipur as well. Bedazzled. brought to you by the FD2 batch of 2002-2003. And we're moving on to our next sequence, which is called Let's Cheer Them, because this is the Bhawanipur models and the garments by the Bhawanipur students, brought to you by the IFTA. Bhawanipur students. Please put your hands together for a fabulous performance. We are going to be presenting to you the very first collection of the outgoing batch of 2002, Hot, Wet and Cold. And the designers for this sequence are Arpita Chakraborty, Kirandeep Kaur, Debjani Chaudhary, Heta Desai, and Mohit Nahata. So ladies and gentlemen, let's turn up the heat this lovely winter evening with our next sequence, Hot, Wet and Cold. presenting Juicy Vegetation and introducing the designers for this particular sequence. Anita Vasa, Ashita Vasa, Aradhita Chatterjee, Abhishek Sudan, and Zakia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started for our next sequence, Juicy Vegetation. wasn't it? Well, I can definitely feel the excitement building up right here. But now we're moving on to our next sequence, Kama Poksh, brought to you by the graduating batch of FT. Sexy, seductive personalities are not born but are developed when our designers drape them with a collection so luscious. The revealing and sheer look, with a touch of classic embroidery, is all about igniting a passion into fire. We're building up a really hot atmosphere here this cold December night. To portray with an incarnation of power, passion, and pleasure, these Kama Sutra goddesses will present their poshak in the next sequence coming up, Kama Poksh. And the designers for this sequence are Mukesh Salami, Shreya Basu, Ruchi Tiwari, Jenny Jorasangi, and Preetam Panda. Presenting Kama Poksh. let's go clubbing with our next sequence, Disco Mania. Well, the designers who brought you this collection Discomania are Sanjay Maji, Ali Rajan, Shweta Tripathi, Kripa Khemka, and Momita Kundalia. Fashion Infection. In the next sequence, Fashion Infection. And the designers for this sequence are Vidya Jhajar, Rehana Banu, Shomi Deb Sharma, Rajat Deb Barman, and Amit Mirchandani. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Fashion Infection. A very holistic collection complete with all sorts of trendy accessories, bags, hats, jewelry, shades, the works. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to our final sequence, Tomorrow Shall Be. A revival of the 70s fashion in a completely new, rejuvenated avatar. For the generation next, that's what this collection is all about. Presenting a line of westerns, inter-westerns and eastern wear range, which is what the look of tomorrow will be like. And the designers of this sequence will be Pallavi Dani, Payal Shah, Tejal Ganatra, Shweta Shah and Neha Chhabria. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the bunch of talented designers and the gorgeous models and the entire team who've worked super hard to bring you this lovely evening. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. And now I'd like to invite onto stage Ms. Hina Garcia for the prize distribution.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. And wow, yes, I can see some people clapping there. Yes, wow, what a show it was. It's difficult for me to say anything. It happens to me every year, because how can I praise my own students? But if they deserve the praise, I praise them. And yes, 3 cheers to them. Will you join me? Thank you. I think it was a wonderful effort by the students and the faculty, and the wonderful deliverance was inevitable because we make sure that we give the best of infrastructure, we give the best of education, teaching, and everything required that goes into making a fabulous show. So I'd like to thank my whole team at the Bhawanipur for making this happen. Thank you, everybody. We've already said cheers to the students and the faculty and the team, and a cheers to you too for being here with us this evening and encouraging them and making them feel wanted. Because when students step out into this big bad world, because we already know how many wolves there are out into this big bad world, it is tough. And this platform that they get is the best thing a student could get when they walk out of a fashion school. So I'd like to thank all of you for being with us here and encouraging them and making them feel good and wanted. Of course, I have to thank my sponsors too, who stood by me as they have been since we first started the fashion department. And over the years, we've been having fashion shows, and every year, just a phone call away and the sponsors are there. A special thank you to all of them. This sounds like a thank you speech, a word of thanks, but it's not.
La Sera del Fashion 2002. Now, before we get this fantastic show started, a little bit about the organization. The Bhawanipur Gujarati Education Society was established in 1928. The society has since then come a long way over the past 74 years. Under the dynamic leadership of our president, Sri Mangaldas Sanghvi, the institute has flourished and has emerged as one of the leading educational institutions in India with an infrastructure that one can be proud of. And the next slide that you see up there is a picture of all the committee members of the Bhawanipur Gujarati Education Society. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Ms. Hina Garcia, Honorable Secretary of the Society. She heads the IFTA, Institute of Fashion and Techno Art. Under her effective guidance and constant encouragement, the department is progressing in leaps and bounds. She has been a perennial source of inspiration for all her students. Here comes the first sequence of La Sera del Fashion 2002. A little intro to you. This sequence has been brought to you by the National Institute of Fashion Technology, Kolkata, and it's based on the theme Folk Rock. Presenting La Sera del Fashion 2002. La Sera del Fashion 2002. Now, before we get this fantastic show started, a little bit about the organization. The Bhawanipur Gujarati Education Society was established in 1928. The society has since then come a long way over the past 74 years. Under the dynamic leadership of our president, Sri Mangaldas Sanghvi, The institute has flourished and has emerged as one of the leading educational institutions in India with an infrastructure that one can be proud of. And the next slide that you see up there is a picture of all the committee members of the Bhawanipur Gujarati Education Society. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Ms. Hina Garcia, Honorable Secretary of the Society. She heads the IFTA, Institute of Fashion and Techno Art. Under her effective guidance and constant encouragement, the department is progressing in leaps and bounds. She has been a perennial source of inspiration for all her students. Here comes the first sequence of La Sera del Fashion 2002. A little intro to you. This sequence has been brought to you by the National Institute of Fashion Technology, Kolkata, and it's based on the theme Folk Rock. Presenting La Sera del Fashion 2002. We'd like to thank all our sponsors, who are the National Institute of Fashion Technology, Kolkata, Weavers Service Center, A. Sarkar and Company, Anant, PC Chandra and Company, BC Sen and Company, Bengal Hyundai, Dolphin, Binod Bihari Dutt Private Limited, Savan Sukha Jewelers, Hina Garcia, ATN World and Bothra Ford, Chandrakant Kothari, Indian Airlines, Munna Singh and Taj Bengal, Coca-Cola and Signature, HT City and Encore the Event Smiths, late Jagjeevan Bhai Malani, City Cable, Subhash Nayak, Taraben Sangvi, Rohit Shah and Topsil Toyota. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get ready for our second sequence, which is brought to you by the Weavers Service Center. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're all set to get into the silk mode with Silk Symphony.
And they deserve a round of applause. We had about 18 students walking the ramp, and the jury has selected one girl and one boy. Oh, and one child. I see a child too. 3 best student models. The first one, Zulfikar. Zulfikar gets a gift voucher from Benetton. Well done, Zulfikar. And the best girl model is Indrani. Congrats, Indrani. Yeah. It's great having such beautiful students like you. And we have a child artist, and her name is Aisha. I think she was one of our youngest models. We go on to the next category. This evening was for the graduating students, but we had one sequence for the current ongoing batch students. This was to give them a taste of what a show is like. And for the batch students, the jury has got 3 names here on my list. And the first one is Mark. Mark? He's not here, okay. Then we have Oindrilla. Oh my, you don't need heels. Congratulations.
There are some other students also who are taller than what she is.
And we have one more, Shazia. We go on to the graduating student sequence. In that we have got 10 categories. These prizes are exciting. Every year after the show, I have so many people come to me and say, we want to join your institute just to get the prize. They're not interested in designing. They don't want to wear the clothes what we design or they design, but they want to join just to get a prize. Oh my, oh my. We have got the best designer of the evening, Shweta Shah. This is a real diamond and semi-precious set. Yes, believe me, these are real diamonds. We believe in everything real. Real juice is not the only real thing happening. Bhawanipur is the real thing happening. Congratulations, Shweta. You like to show them what you got? Go, let them see. Oh my. The next prize is an airline's ticket. It's a ticket to Bombay, Calcutta back, And why I need that ticket, mera maike udhar hai. That ticket goes to a boy with multicolored hair, Pritam Panda. This ticket has been presented by Club 7, who just took 300 of our students to a Southeast Asia trip. Thank you, Club 7. Next we have Best Pattern Making, and that goes to Debjani Chaudhary. Debjani, no, we can take us at home. Just show what Debjani has got. All these prizes come from the names you have seen on the screen up there, from all the jewelers which were mentioned, PC Chandra, BC Sen, Benud Bihari Dutt, Savan Sukha Jewelers, etc. And a lot of well-wishers who have sent in good wishes and cash and said please buy the jewelry on our behalf so the students can have a good choice. So I'd like to thank all of them, and you can see the thrill on the students' faces. The next category is for Best Construction, and for that we have Kirandeep Kaur. Welcome. Like to show them what you've got? Yes, you have to. Don't say no. Show them what you got. It's all real diamonds and precious stones. Everything real. Diamond glitters, Bhawanipur glitters, and we take and give no other prizes than diamonds. Next we have a special knitwear award, and that goes to Heta Desai. Congrats, Heta. Go and show them what you've got. And then we have surface ornamentation, that's working on textiles, and that goes to Aradhita Chatterjee. Aradhita has got a diamond pendant. She's wearing a lovely diamond necklace, and now she got a diamond pendant. Seedha karke sabko dikhao, girana nahi. Then we have a prize for Best Creative Work. And the Best Creative Work this evening is done by Vidya Jhajar. Vidya here? Yes. My God, look at the size of that ring. Look at that size. That's a Jadao ring. It is beautiful. We have another prize for Practical Collection, and that goes to Payal Shah. I can see another diamond pendant there. Let's see Payal's face after she sees the diamonds. Payal, show everyone else. Now I can understand why everyone wants to join this course just for the prizes. And we have got one last one for this first prize category, and that's for Best Practicality. And no, Best Practicality with Aesthetics. Yes, if you have only aesthetics, you look stupid. If you have only practicality, you're not fashionable. If you combine the two, wow. And that goes to Anita Vasa. Oh, Anita's got another ring. A giant size ring, Anita. We've got now the special jury offers, the special jury prizes the awards. And again I see 10. And the first one, we have got Rajat Dev Burman. Rajat is here. Rajat has got a watch. Rajat's got a watch. Rajat, you should keep time. Yeah, so you can keep time. The good news is that Rajat is already employed. He got employed, what, 3 months back? Yeah, he just gave his exam a couple of weeks ago. This is his graduating show, but he was employed 3 weeks back, or 3 months back. 3 months back. So you see how good he is, that even before he graduated, he was employed by a very, I'd like to work for him.
Right, Rajat? You would like to show people what you got? The next one here is Kripa Khemka. Kripa? Oh, Kripa's got a nice watch too. Kripa, open it and show everyone. That's a raga. Don't sing but show the watch. What's a raga? Open it and give it. It saves time. The third one on the list is Shreya Basu. These are all Titan watches. The very fashionable colored ones which the students would like. After Shreya, we have Tejal Ganatra. We have 62 students. 62 students. We had 62 students who designed this evening, and we are giving out 30 prizes, 10 first, 10 second, 10 third. The first prizes you all saw were diamonds. The second prizes are going on now, which are all Titan watches. And our fourth winner is Tejal. And the fifth one here we have another Vasa, and that's Ashita Vasa. Take out your watch. Next we have Shweta Tripathi. After Shweta we have Mukesh Salami. Yes, Mukesh doesn't only design clothes but he practices fashion too. I've always noticed that, and he's been one of my favorite students because not only for his work but I see that he even practices fashion. So the great Mukesh walk the ramp. And after that we have Somi Dev Sharma. Somi Dev Sharma. Oh, hello Shomi. There's a watch for you over there. After Shomi is Momita Kundalia. Momita, I know she's here. I saw her in the evening. Come on, Momita. After Momita, we have Amit Mirchandani. You're just going through the second prizes of Titan watches. After that, we have got the third prizes. This is also some beautiful jewelry. And the first name on my list is Rehana Bano. Is she here, Rehana? Yeah, okay, great to have you, Rehana. Oh, wow. I'm sure everyone turned green with envy. Turned green with envy. Is your favorite color? Great. Let everyone see what you got, Rehana. It's a beautiful set. Go, 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 go. Then we have Zakia Sultana. Zakia here? Yes, Zakia. Let's see what Zakia got. Zakia's got garnets. I can see red. Lovely Zakia. Now, Joe. And then we have Orpita Chakrabarti. Then we have Pallavi Dani. Pallavi, what color is that? It's orange. Matches with your clothes, doesn't it, this evening? Congratulations, Pallavi. That's beautiful. Show everyone the color you got. After Pallavi, we have Jenny. Jenny has got, oh my, another beautiful set. Jenny's got another beautiful set in blue. Jenny, wonderful. Jenny's always walking down the ramp for other reasons also. And after that we have Ruchi Tiwari. Ruchi? Come on, Ruchi. Ruchi's also got. I saw her earlier in the evening. After Ruchi we have Chetna Kalani. Chetna here? Right. Then we have Mohit Nahata. Mohit, congratulations, Mohit. And we had one more name, Abhishek. Abhishek here? Finish? Right. We've got some wonderful consolations, prizes for all the participants, including the student models. But we won't do it here right now. I request all of them to come and collect them backstage. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you for being here with us and giving us all this unstinted support. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
La Sera del Fashion 2002.